Mind if I call you Sammy?
You can call me Sammy. It's kind of the name my grandpa used to call me.
Really?
Yes. Haven't had that in a while.
I'm sorry if I offended you.
You didn't offend me. You just reminded me of my grandpa. Thank you. Loved the man. It was excellent.
Yeah, I'm in love with like old school films, you know? Anything that's in black and white.
Perry Mason.
Well, for me, it's more Three Stooges, I Dream of Jeannie, Ted. No, Ed. The Talking Horse.
Ed.
Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed.
Yeah.
Mr. Ed. Yeah. Dream of Jeannie. Yeah, I did like
Dream
the
of
Dream of
Jeannie, yeah.
Jeannie. Lucille Ball, good one.
No, I didn't get to that part, sadly.
Lucy, I love Lucy. Yeah, that's old. That's old stuff. You're just talking about black and white. That's black and white.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
real black and white.
Well, I mean, what's your favorite movie at the time being?
My favorite movie at the time?
Yeah.
Probably Sing.
Sing.
Yeah.
The animation.
The animated movie with the songs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fun. Good. I could watch that over and over again. Just watch love to listen to the music. It's a good story too. It's a good
really?
overcoming these diversity or adversity and they had the whole stage fall down around them and they ended up making a show to change the world, kind of a thing.
I don't know, Sammy. For me, it's Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
Oh, that's fun. That's good entertainment.
That's a really good film.
Yeah, that's fun.
I don't remember who the director of it was. It was.
I do not know either. I'm not that kind of a
It
film
wasn't Tim
guy.
Burton. It's in my head. It'll come to me in a second.
Yeah.
Because he also did Thing. The Thing.
The Thing. John Carpenter.
John Carpenter.
Yes.
Yeah, it was his first comedy action genre ever.
Yeah.
That's an amazing film.
Yeah, The Thing was good though. I really like The Thing.
Yeah.
You see, just speaking of black and white movies, did you see the original Thing in black and white?
I did not
No,
get to see the original Thing in black and white.
You gotta
I know
watch that.
there is a version of it, but I never had the chance of seeing it. Have you seen the Seven Seals?
The Seven Seals?
Yeah. Came out 1958.
No,
It's
it's not
a
ringing a bell.
Scandinavian film.
Uh-huh.
If you do film school, you have to. It's like part of the curriculum. You have to learn it.
No, sorry, man.
No.
Yeah,
So-
I'm a sci-fi kind of guy.
Okay.
Sci-fi and fantasy movies and
Star Trek or no Star Trek?
definitely Star Trek. Star Trek over Star Wars. Star Trek over Star Wars, everyone.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
so-
But where does Star Trek for you end?
Star Trek for me ended with Discovery. I wouldn't watch Discovery. There you go. Thank you.
For me, I think it ended for Star Trek 2000.
Star Trek 2000. The
Yes, where they go almost like where they're back in time.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the movies. So you're talking about with the kind of Kirk Picard crossover thing.
No, not the movies. It was a TV show. So
it's-
there were obviously Star Trek original, then Star Trek Next Generation,
Yes.
and then there was Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine. Yeah.
And I wasn't a big fan of that one.
No,
then there
neither
was Voyager, which I thought was
yeah.
third place
From
from the big three, from the big two. And then they had Star Trek 2000, which
Was
was
it Star Trek 2000? I don't know. Was that wasn't what it was called? Star Trek was like
Odyssey, maybe.
no, it's the oh man, it was like a prequel sort of.
Yeah. Where they first go to like space and they
Yeah.
invent. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Just couldn't. That and Deep Space Nine, Discovery don't even count. That's.
Yeah, after Discovery, yeah, you're right. I don't like it. But one that I really like now is the Orville. You watch the Orville?
Yes. Isn't it? I mean, isn't what does that say about a franchise if the parody of the franchise is better
Yeah.
than the actual franchise of Discovery?
Yeah, but it's a good story. He went back to the original, what made Star Trek, the original series, great. Is that they're basically wrapping the story up in a single episode, and it was a view of the future of mankind that was positive.
Yeah.
We're going to be better, in the future. And see, that's why I didn't like about Discovery. It was like the first season of Discovery made humanity look bad. I mean, we were just not good people in that series.
Well, they can. I mean, I never thought that Star Trek is an action series, right? I mean, sure, the first generation had like he was fighting a huge lizard at that rock planet.
Yeah.
With
The
Kurt.
Gorn.
Yeah, the Gorn.
Yeah, there we go.
But that I wouldn't count that as like action. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that was. I think that's where that line of action should have been for Star Trek. Anything further than that, I think you're.
Paramount has a new Star Trek series called Star Trek Prodigy.
Picard. There's Prodigy and there's Picard as well.
Picard, yeah, I'm not crazy about Picard either. You know, I haven't really gotten into that. I watched a couple episodes and I wasn't happy about it. But I did watch the Paramount Prodigy series, Star Trek Prodigy. Animated series, excellent. Very, very fun.
Oh,
very
really?
Fun. You got to see that if you haven't seen that. It's a
I'll
good
check
story.
it out.
Yeah.
Is that the one? There's also Star Trek called I don't know. Like there's an animation one of it.
Lower Decks.
Lower Decks.
Lower Decks. Yeah, that's just.
It's too much.
Just comedy. Yeah. It's just.
Yeah, I felt it was a little like. Hey, look at us. We're Star Trek. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of like trying to combine Star Trek with like a Rick and Morty or something. I don't know. I wasn't happy with it.
I mean, the Picard one I've seen a couple of episodes of, and that was also just no. It destroyed Picard as a character.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why a 90 or 80-year-old man needs to go around with a gun shooting at cyborgs. But
you like Tribbles?
Tribbles?
The Tribbles, the Trouble with Tribbles from the original series, the little furry thing.
Yes,
ate all the grain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode with Alice in Wonderland in the originals, Star Trek original? They land on a planet. And then they all get high.
Yeah. I think I was high when I saw that.
Yeah, see? Full circle.
Yeah, full circle.
Did you check out Stargate ever?
Stargate? Yeah, Stargate was pretty good. I liked it.
SG-1?
Yeah, SG-1, that's right.
Oh, that was a really, really good show. That was a really, really good show. Until they kind of ruined it towards the end. But in the first couple of seasons...
Yeah, I didn't catch it all the way to the end, but when it comes to series now, we as humanity have so much options. You know, so many things we can be looking at, and I'm at the point now where I don't watch TV really to speak of. I'm on I'm on looking at YouTube or I'm surfing the internet, looking, buying crap on Amazon or something like that. And so my entertainment time is not really about watching TV shows and movies anymore. I will watch a movie. I set aside time to watch a movie. But then when the movie's over, I'm not like flipping around like I used to years ago when you had 3 channels or, even like cable TV where you could just it was
like 60 channels and you could flick through it.
Just search. No, I don't do that. I don't even have that type of TV. I've got a Fire Stick.
Yeah.
And so I've got to pull up the app that I want to watch that I want to watch some content on, and I'll go to the particular content I'm interested in, and then I'm off doing something else.
Well, I feel like there hasn't been any new IPs in the last 5 years. Everything is something just redone again.
Drug up and dusted off.
Exactly. Right? And I feel like there hasn't been any new kind of like groundbreaking shows. The last one I think maybe was Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that.
Since then I can't think of a single, Game of Thrones, but it's an IP from a book.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like a brand new thing.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. I like, even with streaming services, the problem is that your content is like the shows that you like. Frasier, for example, for me, is only supplied by like X platform.
Yeah.
But if you want to watch, let's say, Friends, it's like platform wide, so you have to buy double subscriptions now.
That's right. That's exactly right. It's kind of a pain in the butt. It really is.
Do you think we're gonna ever end up back into cable?
Back into cable? No. I don't see that happening.
Because right now, if you buy streaming services, it's more expensive than cable was.
Yeah. No, I think the future is more of these apps that that have the content like Pluto, and I don't know. There's a couple of different
Sure.
Apps that have the old TV shows. You got to watch them with. It's like now the old TV that I used to watch as a kid is now an app. So you download the app and you can watch the variety of channels that they've got there.
But the problem is with especially the older TV shows and movies is that there isn't as much monetary gain to be made of it.
Yeah.
Because the IP is now turned over to public domain.
Yeah.
And so it's very hard for them to either do a remaster or format it correctly or just do an audio normalization just to make it watchable for people. And that's the real shame about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you'd fix that.
Well, I don't know. Does it need to be fixed? I mean, right now the way we get content, it lets us pick and choose what content we want, much more so than in the past.
Sure.
I mean, like I say, I go to YouTube and I've got hobbies that I'm interested in, maybe finance or art or woodworking or gardening or whatever it is. And I can go on there and watch an hour or two's worth of content specifically dedicated to my personal interests.
Sure.
And and so that's where people, I think, in the future spend their time.
But I agree with you. But that makes it very difficult to find, like, let's say Gunslinger, or let's say M, the German movie that came out in 1938. Like these like very niche kind of things, right?
That's true.
That's going to disappear because there isn't an archive where people are like, hey, you know what? Let's take care of these great pieces of art, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
The Metropolitan, I think it's called, or Metropolisis. It came out Metropolis.
Yeah, I think Metropolis.
Most of that film reel is gone.
Yeah.
Right, and people even today are still looking for missing scenes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got the people where that's their thing.
Yeah.
That's their love is to know about these old movies and this old content. But it's just like the wagon wheel. I mean, nobody makes wagon wheels anymore. We've moved on. We're on.
Fair point.
Yeah,
fair point.
Exactly. I mean, there's such a huge ocean of content out there, and I think what would be great in the future is, having what's it called, where you curated content.
Yeah.
Curated content for yourself, because there is just so much of it out there. I mean, and maybe, if you like old art, old movies, you go to the curated old movie channel or whatever.
Sure.
And you get that stuff.
Bob Iger said exactly what you're mentioning. CEO of Disney. He said there are more eyeballs than there are. There's more content than eyeballs on the planet.
True. Yeah.
Right. And there's truth to that.
Well, that is true. There is more content, but there's not more quality content. I mean, right now, the quality of our content I think it's decreasing because anybody can put up content. I mean, it's so easy to go on YouTube. Anybody can throw up a video of their cat, taking a piss or whatever. Anything that can go up there. And so, there has to be some sort of mechanism for filtering out the bad or the stuff that's not really interesting to you. And maybe that's where our future of AI is, to help us curate that content.
Interesting. But what happens to that small group of people that do want to watch cat piss or whatever?
Well, then they'll tweak their AI for cat piss videos, and so they'll get all of that stuff. But there's so much out there. Even the stuff that I like to watch, the art stuff and the finance and woodworking stuff. Those are my kind of three things I like to do. And I find that the really good content creators for say woodworking, they put a video out. It takes them a month to build their whatever they're making a video of and put the video out. And there isn't enough content yet. I mean, I'm constantly running out of good content on woodworking, to see. get so excited when I get a notice on my phone that, hey, this guy has made a new, Nick Zametti has made a new wood turning video or whatever.
Do you watch that guy that makes these huge tables?
I watch tons of guys that make huge tables.
I forgot the channel, but he makes like veneers on the table, and they sell them for like businesses for like $10,000-$15,000.
Yeah, but there's a lot of folks that do that, but they put out content so seldom that I can't just go on every night and find a new one that's good that I want to see. So please, if you're out there and you're a woodworker, make some more videos for us, okay?
Sammy's begging you.
Yeah, I'm begging you. Make some more videos.
Well, why don't you start making videos then, Sammy?
I wanted to, and I've actually made some videos before. I never posted them, but as any content creator will tell you, and your guys will tell you, this. It's not as easy as it looks.
I think it's pretty easy, isn't it? Once the setup is done.
In a damn chair, of course it's easy.
Hey, what do you think? Like fucking taught them?
Yeah. but creating the content, doing this that we're doing right now is the easy part.
Sure.
Then you've got to
the edit part.
I mean, that's a pain in the butt. Not only that, you've got to know what the hell you're doing. You got to have the right software. You got to have the time to do it. I would rather spend my time making more woodworking projects.
But then why don't you take $10 from let's say you find an editor for about $10 to $15. It'll take them like 4 hours. That's $40 spent, and that's your edit and everything done. And you can send them multiple videos, and that's it.
You're talking about like the people that you hire to do this stuff for you.
That's what I'm saying. If your enjoyment part is the creation, and you hate the editing and the delivery part of it, then just farm that out. I mean, right?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it, because you can spend your money in a lot of ways, but if you can spend it on things that you enjoy doing, and you can help people while doing it, it's a win-win, no?
That's true. It is. But I guess maybe I'm intimidated by that. I don't understand. I don't know the process for hiring somebody and
Upwork.
What's that?
Upwork.com.
So that's your sponsor for this episode?
Nope, we're not sponsored at all by them. But I have 2 staffs that work like full time with me from Upwork.
Upward.
Yeah, and they work from the Philippines.
Okay.
And it's like $4 an hour, $3 an hour.
So here's the thing.
Sure.
So you record, or in my instance, I would record 30 hours of video that need to be cut down into a 15-minute video.
Sure.
Okay. So
that's not gonna take them 15 hours to do though.
It'll
take them an hour.
But how do I? But getting the content to them is, I mean, it's
Dropbox.
Really? Okay.
I promise you, it is. Things are a lot easier than.
See, I haven't put as much thought into it.
Okay, yeah. Well, contact with me, Sammy, and I'll show you the steps necessary, and you can be like, "Thanks, buddy. I got my woodwork," and I'll be your first follower on the channel. I promise you.
The next woodworker, content creator, millionaire.
Hey, dude, I love that kind of shit. And you told me you're also big into finance. In what part?
Just investing, checking on stocks, and seeing what's happening right now. I mean, right now with everything plummeting. Excuse me. Everything kind of plummeting. I'm thinking, it's a time to buy. It's getting close to a time to buy.
Mm-hmm. Do you buy index funds or do you buy stocks?
Both.
Okay.
Both. And ETFs.
Okay. Mutual funds as well, or not big into mutual?
No, not big into mutual funds.
Too much risk, or what's the volatility is a little higher?
It's just that I don't know. I just haven't gone
looked into
way.
it.
I haven't done that. I've got retirement accounts and things like that. But something I found recently that I really enjoy is there's a site called Masterworks where you can buy shares in art. Okay, like a Picasso or something like that, and then they hold it for a few years and they sell it, and you get your return. But it's neat that you can invest in so many different kinds of things these days.
I know an art dealer. He's based in London. He was telling me customers come to him to buy like a reprint of an Andy Warhol painting, for example, like Marilyn Monroe or Dracula or Mickey Mouse. These are reprints, so their market value is about $85,000. And on this, I was there in the meetings, and he was telling me on the signature, like on the signing, I will buy it back from you, at $82,000. Like on the signing. Can you imagine that? He's saying, I'm selling it to you at $80,000. I will buy it back from you today for $82,000 because I know I could sell this, and even at 82, and I will buy it back again. It's crazy. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
That is crazy.
And he was telling me like most of his customer bases are people that he've worked with the last 30 years.
Yeah.
And they just come, they buy something, they let the value increase. Let's say it's $15K. They sell it at 25, right?
Yeah.
They buy another 2 pieces at 10 or 15, and the cycle continues.
Yeah. Well, I haven't done that.
It's fun. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Finance is a difficult thing. I mean, you gotta have the funds to be able to put into it.
Well, no, if you need penny stocks.
What?
No, if you're buying penny stocks.
Penny stocks. Yeah. Well.
That's a lot of fun as well.
That's true. But that's truly like gambling. It's
you
really,
think so?
Yeah. Because penny stocks. They're very volatile too. I mean,
Exactly.
Exactly. I used to do penny stocks years ago, and so there were times whenever I was up really well, and then times whenever I was like, I need to get out of this. I need to stop this. So it's.
I mean, the volatility is there, but you never have a loss unless you sell, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but something. A lot of those penny stocks, they go to zero and they never go up again.
Sure.
So you're kind of boned.
I mean, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right?
That's true, and that's exactly the way I look at it. But you can lose exactly what you put into it.
I mean, it's not like you're. I mean, this was back in the day, where they would either arbitrage their stock, or they would get bank loans based on the stock's potential earnings, and then use that money to then repurchase on stocks. Yeah. So suddenly, when that crashes,
you're in a world of hurt.
You're in a big part of debt.
That's true. That's true.
Because that's a lot of people. A lot of the young kids right now are into options.
Yeah.
Which to me is
dangerous.
That to me is like the craziest of the craziest things.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't do anything like that.
No.
Yeah, and I'm a small time investor. If I see, I just buy what I think what I like. I do a little research and buy what I like. I like Tesla. I bought Tesla. And General Motors, and just
that's good. That is actually really good investing advice. If you like the company, buy it.
And dividend stocks are good too. Because they pay you back.
Absolutely.
So.
I mean, you can also buy bonds as well.
Yeah, I'm not into the bond market at all. I don't do that. But it's good to have. It's good to have a. That's okay.
It's okay, Sammy. I got it for you.
It's good to have a diverse portfolio. So I mean, have some bonds, have some stocks, have some art.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, it all depends on what kind of returns you want to make, right? Warren Buffett infamously said, "If it's under 20%, I consider that a loss."
Ah, well.
Right?
me and him have a difference of opinion.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, most people are happy if they're beating inflation, which is...
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of the way I feel.
That's scary, though.
Yeah,
Because at that point, you can keep it in a bank account, and you're getting an interest rate usually of 1 or 2%.
Yeah, but the value of the dollar drops, and then you're...
Yeah, but the dollar is the global currency to the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and it's doing very well right now, actually.
I forget who was it. One of the finance ministers in the U.S., he said the dollar's our currency, but it's the world's problem.
Uh-oh.
I don't know who it was. I think it was under. Can you look that up, Danny? Akashi? Who said the dollar is our currency, but it's the world's problem? But
he's your quote fact checker.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good.
I fuck up a lot.
Yeah.
But what are you doing here in Bahrain?
Working. I'm working.
Okay.
secret undercover job. I can't talk about it because you know, then I have to kill you. And,
Yeah.
You know,
TikTok.
I don't want. All right. Where's your TikTok camera? Which one of these is a TikTok?
Who? John Conley. And where was he? What position was he at? Does John Conley ring a bell?
John Conley does not ring a bell. Sorry about that. That's I'm not very knowledgeable about hardly anything.
National Treasury Secretary. There you go.
Oh, I should know him. I should have known that. I'm sorry. I just
Sorry.
he's like right after the 17th president. I think that's the one you're supposed to know in school.
But do you have who's your favorite president?
Who's my favorite president?
Yeah.
I don't know that I have a favorite president. I like Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan is a cool president.
Yeah, I think he did some good things, but I'm very apolitical. I don't think that's political basing, right? As a president, right? Picking a favorite president is not necessarily
for me, it's Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson? Oh, because you like his pictures on the doll on the.
No, not so much that. I just love the stories circling around him. Like on his deathbed, he said, "My only regret is that I didn't have more duels."
Is that true? Hey, fact checker. Is that true?
Look it up. Andrew Jackson, only regret is not having enough duels.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was.
I thought it was. I told you I was sick.
But yeah, Andrew Jackson was a pretty cool president. How long you been in this region for?
I've been here about a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Have you been?
Is this so? Is this all of your podcasting is here in Bahrain?
At the moment, yeah. We're starting this show, and we're starting two more. One is a finance-based show.
Yeah, a finance. You have a finance-based show.
So it's going to be very much like Bloomberg.
Oh wow!
It's in the process right now. Funny enough, that's what the investors and VCs are most hungry of, but the crowd response we're getting isn't that much. The female-oriented show, which is like with a woman host about women issues.
Yeah.
VCs and ventures are like no fucking wanting to even like hear it, but the main crowd base love it. It's really weird, this dichotomy between the two.
Huh.
I don't know why.
No, I can't think of why either. That's.
Hey, you know what? I because like especially that female-centered show, if you market it with some makeup companies, that has a big potentiality.
Yeah.
And the finance one, what is your crowd going to be? 1,000 people, maybe 10,000 people, right? Because you have to do the show in 2 languages as well.
Well, the female show that you talk about, what exactly is the topic of that? Is it just female issues?
I think it should be around female issues. In this region, obviously, they're like in the US and like in Europe, there are topics that can be said online and topics that cannot. I think if you try to say LGBT topics in the US, you'd be surprised how quickly you get closed down, right? And so vice versa is true here.
Yeah.
You don't think
No, I don't think so. It seems to be a big topic in America right now.
Yeah, but only if you're for. If you're against, then they cut you down hard.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right,
I think that's
right?
true. Yeah.
So this is just the mediascape that we live in, you know?
Yeah. But you talk about the 2 different kinds of channels. You got
a
women's interest channel and a finance channel.
The women interest channel is more going to be very fluffy, I think. You know, like Good Morning America?
Yeah.
Where they talk about, what's happening, who's wearing what. I think that is a very safe place.
Yeah, kind of trendy, sort of. Yeah. So
you're getting me, Sammy. We're on the same wavelength now.
So, but finance is very time sensitive.
Sure.
So, you're not gonna have a finance show that people can listen to a year from now.
No, I agree with you. You can obviously as reference and as archive that occurs, but the finance show should be filmed at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And so it's ready for people at 7 and 8.
Yeah.
It'll be very much like Bloomberg in that we're working to the direction where it's constantly online. We're exiting right now from YouTube, and we're exiting most of these like social media channels, and we want to be.
What are you going to then? Go to what? Your own, like a web, your own web?
Thank you.
Okay.
Own the servers, own the distribution, right? I think right now the way how globally is happening is that as a business, you don't have a fair shot at how your content is being both distributed and to get a real say in who is it more floating towards. You kind of get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So the faster we can get out of that overhead pressure where we don't know, hey, you know what, is our content hitting people the way it's supposed to? Are we getting the kind of reach that we think we should or shouldn't? And the only way to do that is to own the servers.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think about that, Sammy?
I think that's probably right, because any other outlet that you use, you know, you may not be the recommended channel. You may not be the you may not.
True.
Yeah.
True. And you know, it sucks that we're currently in a situation where the guidelines, especially with YouTube, you don't know.
Yeah, from day to day, you don't know what's going to be allowed to be said.
What's not.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily, like YouTube is very bad. TikTok is really, really good in that it's very clearly defined, so it helps us from the content producer's perspective. But right,
Yeah.
I mean that's how it has to be. Otherwise, what's the point, right?
Yes. Yes.